If you're PCSing or getting ready to relocate to Mountain Home, Idaho, this is going to be the best video as far as what the housing market looks like, what the processes of buying a house in Mountain Home looks like, and just all the information you're going to need as you get ready to head this way. So stay tuned. We're super excited to do this one. Let's dive into the content. Welcome to or welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you're new here and you don't know my story, I'm actually a United States Air Force veteran. I came to Mountain Home, Idaho in April 2017, and I served an entire 6-year enlistment here. I did a deployment, I did a couple TDYs, so I can tell you all about the military lifestyle as far as Mountain Home goes. But I'm also going to tell you about the real estate side of things, because there's a huge lack of information as far as Mountain Home, what it has to offer, the different things in Mountain Home, what to do in Mountain Home, how to buy a house in Mountain Home, and so much more. So I'm going to be your go-to man as far as everything Mountain Home. So first, before we talk about buying a house or what that looks like in Mountain Home, let's talk about and give you guys an overview of what Mountain Home really is. So Mountain Home is a small military town, and I say military because predominantly most people that came to Mountain Home were just like me, right? Or just like you guys. As you get ready to relocate here, you're coming on military orders, or maybe the small population that did grow up in Mountain Home or stayed in Mountain Home or relocated to Mountain Home came from Boise or somewhere of that nature, where they were like, I don't want to live in the city anymore. I would much rather live in a small town and not have to worry about traffic, expensive cost of living, and things of that nature. So Mountain Home overall has less than 20,000 people in population, and it is just not a big town, like I said. So with that being said, what does it have to offer as a small town? Well, you're going to have a 45-minute drive to Boise, depending on how close to the interstate. That also could be 35-40 minutes, or if you're a little further, it could potentially be 50 minutes. And if you live on base, then it's going to be a full hour drive. Now, most people don't like living on base, and some people do, and we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons of that later in the video. But for today's video, we're going to be focusing on buying a home, specifically in Mountain Home off base. Now, Mountain Home in general is a pretty good spot because it's located in the middle of a lot of different things, right? As I stated, it's about 45 minutes away from Boise. You have about a 20-minute drive to Mountain Home Air Force Base and back, depending on what part of Mountain Home you live on. And then it also is close to some state parks, such as the Sand Dunes State Park. Mountain Home is also really close to some national landmarks. For example, we have Yellowstone a couple hours away. So you do have a lot of things around, to include some of the outdoor recreational areas that people like to go to. For example, we have Anderson Dam, which is very popular for people to go out there. Or you have CJ Strike, where a lot of the military folks like to take their boats out. You can even rent cabins and things of that nature through the outdoor recreation services provided on base. So there's a lot of cool things around Mountain Home. Now, specifically in Mountain Home, unfortunately, there's not a lot of cool things to do. Like I said, it is a small town. We joke around a lot as far as what Mountain Home has to offer, because we say the mall of Mountain Home is literally Walmart. And that's just because there's not a lot of shopping. There's not a lot of entertainment centers or entertainment and things of that nature outside of just being outside and enjoying the community. So outside of Walmart, you have your typical stores for just being able to survive, which are like Albertsons. You have your D&B Supply. You have a couple other restaurants and stores and things of that nature, but you basically just have enough for your basic necessity, right? Now, if you're looking to spend some time where you go out, go to the movies, or just go do something fun, you could do that on base. Or for a lot of people who don't prefer to do it on base, they like to drive out to Boise and spend the weekend out there. So most people typically decide to live in Mountain Home during the week, and then they like to travel to Boise during the weekends and enjoy the weekends there. So with that being said, that's kind of an overview as far as what Mountain Home has and what it offers. So for my military folks who have never purchased a home before, typically what you're going to be eligible for is going to be the VA loan. Now, the VA loan is literally the best loan out there, and I will fight for that all day long, because you will have lower interest rates than all other loans. You're going to have the least required down payment, which you can get into a home with 0% down. Just kind of depends on the real estate agent you choose and how they negotiate, and if they're powerful enough to represent you in the best way possible. Which, with that being said, I do want to mention I am a real estate agent here in the state of Idaho, and as much as I love making these videos for you guys and giving you as much value as possible, I would also absolutely love to help you guys with your home buying needs. So you're going to see my cell phone number pop up on the screen. You're also going to see my email. Call me, text me, email me. It doesn't matter what time of day. I get calls all the time or messages all the time from you guys who are PCSing from Japan or PCSing from Korea, who are coming from Germany. We have so many different people coming from so many different places, and I just want to continue to be a resource for you guys. So please don't hesitate to reach out. We most likely are going to be in different time zones, but regardless, this is what I'm here for, is to support you guys on your journey and transition. So what better person to reach out to than someone who's actually been in the military to help you and guide you through your PCS. So with that being said, guys, let's talk about the VA loan a little more. So as I said, you guys don't have to come in with anything down necessarily, as long as you can negotiate things called seller's concessions, which is basically a credit offered by the seller to help compensate for things such as closing costs, temporary interest rate buydowns, or even things that are like prepaid debts. For example, maybe you have a car loan, maybe you have some credit cards you'd like to pay off, things of that nature. Now, we've been able to negotiate some crazy things, and matter of fact, we actually just closed on a home where we were able to help one of our active duty members that just PCS'd here get over $25,000 in seller's concessions. They were able to pay all their closing costs, they were able to pay off a credit card, and they were also able to get some money back, which was their earnest money deposit, which is a refundable deposit that you put down when purchasing a home back at closing in the entire amount. So we're able to do a lot of things out here, and the nice thing is, because it's a military town, most people understand that some people are purchasing their first home for the first time ever, and they're going to need the assistance to get into the home. Now, as far as purchasing a home or qualifying for the VA loan, the best advice I can give you guys is to reach out to me so I can connect you guys with an amazing VA lender. Now, anyone can lend for the VA loan, but when you have someone that is an expert as far as the VA loan and knows all the ins and outs to help you guys, it's just a much better transaction, because then they can make sure that you guys get all the assistance you need. And if there's anything we need to do to make something happen, we're able to do so. So with that being said, if you guys need to be connected with a lender, comment below that you need more information or need to be connected with a lender, or shoot me a text or email so that we can get you set up, which I will post in the comments below. So now we've got you set up with a lender. The next step is going to be finding the right home. Now, when we're looking at homes, the biggest thing is we want to know what your needs, your must-haves are, and what your wants are, right? Those are things that are like, hey, we would love to have this, we would want to have this, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker. Once we establish that, then we can start creating a list of homes that are going to be the best fit for you. And whether you're going to be here or going to be watching our videos, which we do virtual tours for you and upload them here through YouTube through a private link so that you can watch these videos, we're going to make sure that we tell you what it smells like, what it looks like, if there's a ding on the wall, if there's a crack, if there's a patch in the grass that needs to be fixed, whatever it may be, we're going to point it out through these virtual walkthroughs, or we can do it via Zoom / via FaceTime or via Facebook Messenger to make sure that you can also be there when we're going through the property. Now, that's going to be what showings look like. Unless you're here in person, then obviously we would go together and check out the homes. After that, once we do that, we're going to place an offer. Now, once we place an offer, we're going to give you guys exactly what is going to be on the offer, go through it with you, and make sure you know exactly what you are signing. A lot of people tend to skip this step. They just ask you for the purchase price, what you want to put down. Do you want to get an inspection? Do you want to close by a certain time? And then that's all they tell you, and you don't know what you're signing. We like to actually take a step back, go through it with you so you absolutely understand what is included, what is excluded through the sale, and some of the laws and things of that nature and what you're signing. So with that being said, it's just another step of the process that is super crucial, just so you get a genuine understanding as far as what you're signing. Then after we place the offer, depending on if there's some back and forth negotiations, they may counter, they may accept, they may just say no overall, but best case scenario, they accept the offer. That's great news. The next step is going to be scheduling a home inspection. Guys, it doesn't matter if it's a new construction, it doesn't matter if it's a home that's 100 years old. If it's a home, we are going to tell you to get it inspected, and here's why. Even new constructions tend to have issues, and we have seen homes that were brand new built that had flood issues in the crawl space and things of that nature because they didn't get an inspection. So no matter what, we're going to push you towards getting an inspection, and those typically cost between $400 to $600, and our inspector is amazing. They tend to help our military folks, so we can always get you hooked up with him as well. Next is going to be, when we get the inspection report back, we're going to negotiate repairs or maybe even monetary credit. Depending on how you want to negotiate things, then we would decide from there how to move forward. After that, what we're going to do is have the appraisal stage. After we pass the inspection phase and we're like, hey, we're good to go, let's order appraisal. What that means is we're going to have someone that is a certified appraiser come out and give an opinion of value of the property, meaning they're going to inspect the home, see what type of features there are, see what type of lot size, all the different things that give the home value, and they're going to give us an assessed number as far as what they think that value is. Now, if the house value is over the appraisal amount that you're purchasing for, then we're going to be letting the seller know, and they're more than likely going to be dropping the price so that you don't pay over appraised value. However, they may try to negotiate other things, which is just another negotiation phase. So 8 times out of 10, typically when appraisals come in high, they're just going to drop the price and we'll move forward. 9 times out of 10, we've actually been able to negotiate and get people to purchase homes under appraisal value, which means they walk into equity. Our biggest win was our last sale, where it was a veteran that was able to actually get $60,000 in equity when they purchased a home out here in Idaho that we were able to negotiate for them. So that was a huge win for them. They could literally refinance or even change things and buy down their rate if they wanted to. They could do a lot of fun things when you have that much equity in the home. So that's always a big win for them as well. So now once we finally get past that appraisal phase, the final thing to do is going to be our final walkthrough and signing. So to sum it up, basically what we have to do is get pre-approved. Then we go view homes and submit an offer. Once we have an accepted offer, we're going to have inspections. And then after inspections, we have the appraisal. And then finally, we're going to do our final walkthrough and signing and close. So that's when we get to celebrate. We get to pop the wine bottle, and we give you a custom wine bottle that we have made for all of our clients. Unless you don't drink, then we could do something special for you. However, that is the house buying process in the state of Idaho. As far as the houses, when it looks like in Idaho, it's a lot of different things. So you can get a single family home, you have townhomes, then you have manufactured homes and mobile homes and things of that nature, depending on if you are qualified to, or if they qualify for the VA loan. Unless you're using a different loan, then you should be able to use a conventional loan to reach out to a manufactured loan lender to where they can make sure to hook you guys up if you go that route. But for the most part, most people tend to go purchase a single family townhouse or one of those, or even a duplex, quadplex, triplex, because you can also do that with the VA or FHA loan, up to 4 units. And if you also own a business, you could do 4 units in a shop for your business. Just some different scenarios as far as what you could find potentially in Mountain Home. So what I would like to do is actually let you guys see what some of the houses look like. Let's show you some neighborhoods, that the top 3 neighborhoods, which are going to be Silverstone, Morning View, and then houses around Legacy Park, where a lot of our clients have decided to lean towards, so you guys can see that as well. All right, guys, so now that you saw what the houses look like, let's talk about what prices of housing is in Mountain Home, Idaho. Now, as far as median price point right now, the median price point is $395,000, which I know that sounds crazy to some of you coming from maybe Tennessee, Louisiana, the east side of the United States, whereas people coming from Washington, Colorado, California are like, God, this is a blessing. So in comparison to Boise, here for a local number, Boise's median price point is actually $575,000, and they have a crap ton more listings than Mountain Home does. It's over 1,600 listings active, whereas Mountain Home has only 99 listings, which is actually the most listings Mountain Home has had all year. So that's just to give you an idea as far as what I mean by small town in Mountain Home. Now, I know that may sound like there's going to be a lot of competition and things of that nature, but truth be told, we're actually a little slower right now. There's a lot more sellers that are motivated because they're PCSing, they've already moved, their house is vacant, and they just want to sell their property. So what that means for you as a buyer is you're going to have a lot more negotiation power, to include, thankfully right now they just did a huge cut as far as interest rates, and they're continuing to drop it, which means houses are becoming more and more affordable, which means you may have more competition once you put in an offer. But here it is. Today is September 19th. And depending on when you're arriving here, that may be something you are a couple months, even a year out, which we would have to just reassess where the market is. And from there, we can make those executive decisions as far as how you would like to roll. So with that being said, guys, I know I gave you a lot of information. If you guys want to reach out to me, once again, I am a licensed real estate agent here in the Mountain Home area. So what I will do is pop up my phone number once again, as well as my email. Call me, text me, email me any time of the day, guys. I am literally here to be a resource for you. We tend to go on base a lot once a month for just VA briefings, so we can teach people about their VA benefits, as well as a lot of seminars and things of that nature off base. So we would love to be a resource for you. Reach out to me any time of the day. And with that being said, if you haven't already, make sure you guys press the subscribe button, turn on the bell at the top of the screen for more notifications when we drop amazing videos just like this. And I will see you guys on the next one. Love you. See you.